is the new sexy.
Hello, welcome to Nerd is the New Sexy. This is episode 27.
Season 2, number 7.
Yes, thank you. It's hard to keep up with all that. As always, I am Wyldfyre1, and with me is my compatriot, my compadre, my heterosexual life mate.
Oh, this homeboy, Sunrie.
We racked our minds for a good topic for this week, and we've come up with what, Sunrie?
There's good conversation to be had in regards to how DC and Marvel handle movies versus their TV shows and versus each other.
But Marvel versus DC, as far as movies and TV shows, like it seems like one's better than the other when it comes to certain aspects. Like Marvel seems to be ruling the movie theaters, and my opinion, that's just my humble opinion, but DC seems to rule the television.
Yeah, it just seems like DC can't make a good movie. They can make decent movies, but they can't make a good movie, like one that actually really complements their characters like they can on the TV shows, like unlike Marvel. And fucking Marvel's TV series tend to focus more on some of their smaller characters, I guess, and Ant-Man not included with the movies and stuff like that, but their TV, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., who gives a shit?
Well, actually, I'm going to give Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. a little credit. I got into it, and I liked it. I didn't like it as much as, like, Arrow or some of the other DC TV shows.
Gotham.
Oh, Gotham is fucking straight amazing.
Flash.
The Flash, which, of course, is a spinoff from Arrow.
And Daredevil is actually, I heard, was actually pretty good. I haven't really watched a lot of it, but I'm impressed, especially second season when they started introducing the Punisher, which apparently they're now going to make a Punisher TV series.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Daredevil is a Netflix original series. And they actually got it right. It's not.
Yes,
not
what I heard.
The Affleck version of fucking Daredevil, where it's just horrible. You've got Matt Murdock, who's just fucking amazing. It's everything you wanted Matt Murdock to be. Yep. The actor's great. The guy who plays Foggy is the dude from Boogie Nights. He's the blonde guy. I'm an idiot.
Oh, yes.
And he plays Foggy so well. I never thought that dude could be a great actor. I mean, he's been in other movies, like full-on movies, and he did good. But, oh, man, it was just, I just can't see him, like, not trying to get into, Dirk Diggler's pants.
Right?
So it was it was actually I'm pretty sure that's who it was. It looks just like
I think it is. I'd have to IMDb it. Nerds, I'm sure you will, and you'll correct us if we're wrong, but I just don't think it's...
I'm pretty damn sure it's...
I don't think it's wrong.
Marvel and DC have kind of been stealing off each other for years. The proof's in the pudding.
Yeah, and it didn't used to be like that. You used to go to Marvel for kind of like the...
mutants.
The mutants, the overpowered, like the little bit more fantasy, I guess, almost like RPG style type stuff.
More or less. See, yeah, Marvel had
a little more nerdy.
Marvel had the mutant aspect cornered. Like they had that perfect, and that's something DC I don't think at the time really took advantage of. So Marvel just grabbed that and fucking shook its testicles in the air, and pretty much just like, this is mine. Yeah, they were a lot more colorful. They owned it.
Yeah. And then you had DC, a little bit darker, a little bit grittier. People, and I even remember hearing people say this, and if you didn't hear it, then whatever. But I used to hear, DC was a little bit more grown up. It was darker. It was, it was more brutal. And this is all before Dark Horse comics came out, and before you had things like, the Mortal Kombat comics, and you had, you had like Hellboy and everything like that. And
see, as opposed to where Marvel had the mutants covered, DC was more aliens and freak accidents.
Yes. Yeah, metahumans.
Yeah, it was all metahumans, exactly. So, and I think that's why I kind of enjoy DC a bit. I mean, in a way, metahumans are no better than mutants, but
well,
they didn't call them mutants.
See, and here's the thing that what I used to say with the used to be's. Everybody was god tier in Marvel, and they still are.
A lot of them are.
But with DC, they were very much more in check. Now, I will say this, we're comparing comics and stuff like that. I think Marvel has it better when it comes to reboots or rewrites, because you have things like you have the Spider-Man, but then you have the Amazing Spider-Man, and then you have a bunch of variants of Spider-Man. And each one is their own Spider-Man. They're considered Elseworlds. They're a different dimension. There's even the Exiles series where like Cyclops isn't necessarily, Scott Summers is more like Jean Grey in another world. And Jean Grey is more like Psylocke. And Psylocke is Wolverine. It's broken worlds where everything's real close to each other, and those realms are very shattered, and they kind of cross dimensions and stuff like that. And so I kind of like that, because it's like, okay, well, Psylocke's super powerful. Why is he super powerful? Oh, this is an Elseworld. This is an Exile series, or this is Ultimate. This is Ultimate X-Men. This is something completely different. That's why they're that powerful.
Godlier.
Yeah, and then you'd have DC, where they would have their Earth Prime, and then you'd have Earth 147, Earth A6, and stuff like that, which was kind of cool, because that's where you get like Red Sun, the Black Lantern Corps, things like that. The steampunk worlds, and I find that fascinating. I fucking love it. It's badass.
Oh yeah.
However, when it comes to reboot, they just go, we're starting over.
Yeah. From scratch, guys. From
scratch. Oh yeah, it's kind of like the new shit busters. Oh, I'm sorry, the new Ghostbusters.
Oh god.
I'm okay. Yeah, Bridesmaids 2.
The proton packs.
Yeah, the protoning.
Well, it's the protoning.
But basically, it's like oh hey, just pretend the other movies never even happened. Fuck you. That's. I like how they take a lot of their other worlds and stuff like that when it comes to DC, and they go, okay, you know what? Bruce Wayne really did have Damian. Solomon Grundy really was like this. Penguin is more like this.
Penguin's changed throughout the years. Let's be honest.
He really has, yeah. And and it's one of those.
It's a good change.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool, but at the same time, it's like, you just want me to forget 60 years of Batman?
Yeah, Batman wears pink now, guys.
And I'm exaggerating with 60 years, but you know what I mean. It's just like, oh no, all that other stuff, that never happened. Superman just arrived 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
No, and I like the New 52. I like the reboot. I think the drawing styles are better. I like the origin stories a little bit more. I don't like all the changes, but at the same time, it's like, I can't just ignore the Killing Joke and the Red Hood.
No, you can't ignore the Killing Joke.
Yeah, and the introduction of all these other characters, because, well, we're just starting over.
Well, it's no fun. Like, you have Barbara, who's now a freaking paraplegic. You can't just like, oh, Barbara, you walks again. Magic. No.
Oh yeah, she gets shot. She becomes Oracle. None of that happened. She got shot. She got better, and now she's Batgirl again.
That was in 152.2. No. Come on, guys. You can't. What you're doing is you're slapping your fucking fan base in the face with your kick.
Yeah, you can't just start over. You can have something like some kind of cosmic collapse that starts everything over, and
explain it's in another way. I understand that then.
Yeah, I mean, hell, Injustice, the game, which I love Injustice, but god damn it, that had the worst freaking button reading and AI since Mortal Kombat 3 Ultimate Edition. I am not even kidding. It pisses me off so much, but I really like how it was one of those, wow, all this is happening. Oh, this is an otherworld story. This is a different reality, and you can see
like
it happening.
Like a multiverse kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly, multiverse.
Yeah.
And it's interesting when they do stuff like that. I just don't like when they just go, oh, we're just starting over. I mean, hell, at one point, Ultimate Spider-Man, I believe it was Ultimate Spider-Man. Nerds, correct me if I'm wrong. I know Popov, if he's listening to this, he's probably going to start screaming here that it wasn't Ultimate Spider-Man. They kill him. He's dead. They kill Doc Ock. The Vulture literally kills Doc Ock because he didn't want to kill that Peter Parker, and Spider-Man dies. And they kill him. He's gone. There is no more. But then to keep it going, someone else takes up the mantle.
Robin.
And now, and now you have a different Ultimate Spider-Man. And so it's like, okay, see, that's a good way to handle it.
It's not Peter Parker no more. It's Willy Wonka.
Yeah, it's Willy Wonka. Willy Wonka is my favorite chocolatier.
I think that both Marvel and DC have both kind of overused the whole multiverse aspect of everything.
Yeah, it's a cop out.
Yeah, it is. It's this is different because of multiverse, because I can't think of anything else to make it sense. But multiverse. Yeah. Wolverine has 5 dicks because of the multiverse. You know, he has 20 children because he has 5 dicks because of the multiverse, and then all children are all Wolverine. They're all
those aren't claws, man. They're dicks.
So. It just becomes, and we see it. I mean, if you don't see it, you're kind of dumb, because it's just in your face. It's blunt. It's, this is why things are different. This is why we're changing stuff. Well, that's great. I don't mind change. And if you incorporate it as far as like an intelligent way, it's great. Now this is where we come down to the TV shows as far as DC goes. Arrow.
Oh my God, dude, I am so fucking addicted to Arrow. Okay.
Thanks to me, bitch.
Yes, I was going to say, no joke, because of fucking Wild here. I did not want to give Arrow a time of day. I heard that it was on CW, so all I'm thinking is, oh God, it's this fucking whiny teenage bullshit. Oh, I should love you, but I can't love you. Oh, I love you, but I don't love you.
It's Spider-Man 2.
Yes. It's not like that. It is good. I think they nailed it. They made it realistic, and yet at the same time, they still gave him that aspect of mystery and with comic. And now, granted, there's a lot of stuff that happens in it, like Deadshot misses and things like that, which he wouldn't have missed originally. The only person, Again, this is kind of an elsewhere story or otherworld story with Arrow, but they nailed it. They changed his background.
And I like it better this way.
I do too. He was a whiny little witch boy. He wasn't in the Queen's, the Queen's service. His last name is Queen instead. Queen. Yeah, and
I think it was Oliver Queen in the other ones too. I don't.
I don't really remember. I didn't give him much attention because he wasn't very interesting.
Yeah, Green Arrow was kind of just like, it's a wannabe Batman, but with arrows. A lot of people looked at it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I love how they even call attention to that in the TV show where Merlin is going, I think, or the Vigilante's kind of a boring name for him. He goes, well, what would you call him? He goes, I don't know. How about Green Arrow? He goes, no, that's terrible.
It's terrible. Yeah.
And it's good. I mean, they even starts off with the very, vengeful, I'm just going to go around and kill everybody to more of the, I'll kill him if I have to. If I don't have to kill him, I'll just beat the shit out of him.
His sister's nicknamed Speedy.
And yet, Roy may still end up being his sidekick with the red suit and everything like that. It's just like,
Well, actually, he does. Spoiler, kind of, yes.
Okay, well, anybody who knows the story knows that Rory becomes Speedy.
Yeah.
And or Kid Arrow, as people were
later on. I think he's the Red Arrow, or
he becomes the Red Arrow,
something like that. Yeah.
So I mean, that's real cool. But then you end up having something like Marvel, where they try to do a TV show. Now, I'm not talking about we're not going to the cartoons and stuff like that yet, but I'm talking about like the actual.
Well, the cartoons were epic.
Yeah, and I'm talking about the actual.
The TV Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Which
I have some feedback on that, but I want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah. Which I found it boring. The characters weren't interesting. It was very cliched. It felt to me like
very cliched. I'll give you that.
To me it felt like a couple of high school kids got together, and because we used to do this, and decided that, hey, we can write some awesome fan fiction and make a TV show out of it. Mm-hmm. And it's like, no, first of all, fan fiction generally is never any good to begin with.
For the most part.
Yeah, for the most part. Unless you're doing it unless you're doing it to be funny and stuff like that.
Yeah. See, this is where I'm gonna put my 2 cents in on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think it's an alright series. It is very cliched. It is very I don't know, have you seen it all the way through?
No, I've seen like 6 episodes, and I
couldn't
do it.
Oh, what's that guy's name? He plays Game Over, Man.
Oh, yes.
He's a villain in the first season.
Yeah.
Which I would love to see him do that. It was great. Great guy's a great actor. I can't remember his damn name. I'm going to hell for this, but that's okay. But anyway, the thing is with the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., what it was is they seen how well the Avengers did. So they said, hey, let's make a TV series with that one little character that was like kind of a joke you know, we can make him kind of more badass in the series and blah, 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 blah. And by doing this, we're going to make more money off it. Okay, so they did that, and it worked. I think that the series is actually very interesting to a point, but it's very cliched. It's like Marvel just came all over a script.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's like
they jerk off and came all over a script, and that's what
you know what it is. It's fucking and I said this before to somewhere, and I don't remember who I told, but I said yeah, I've been watching it. And they said, well, how do you like it? And I went, you know what? It's Care Bears with guns. That is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, you know.
Now let's talk about the cartoons, because this is where I think things are really funny here. The TV shows for DC, they're aimed at more of the adults. However, I think the cartoons for DC actually do a much better job at being adult. The Flashpoint Paradox was bloody as shit.
Once again,
it was like watching a fucking anime from the 80s where all they wanted to do was rip each other apart. And I'm just going, this is DC?
Flash literally gets burnt to a crisp. Yeah. And it's
Batman shoots someone's brains, like shoots a hole through the guy's head, and his brain starts dripping out.
Yeah, it's very beautiful. And you got me to thank for that one again.
Yes, again, yeah. I didn't know anything about that. I didn't even know it was on Netflix. And he goes, you got to see this Flashpoint. Okay, look, we're not going to spoil this for you. All I'm going to say is Flashpoint Paradox is fucking amazing.
It answers a lot of questions. Have if what if questions. Like, what if this and that happened?
Then you also have Son of Batman. Now, I didn't think I was going to like this because Kevin Conroy isn't Batman. It was somebody else.
The guy did okay, though.
The guy does good. He does good. Yeah. And since this is an otherworld story, it actually fits. Batman was dark and brooding, but he played Bruce Wayne a little bit more sophisticated, a little bit more social.
Yeah, and that's the beauty is you got to play
did very
Bruce
well,
Wayne just as well as you do Batman.
And again, the opening scene is everyone's getting shot up and blown up. Pieces of body are flying. A dude. Rage cuts a guy's head off in front of the fucking camera, and you see it roll down the stairs. It's like, hey guys, welcome to DC. It's
they don't fuck around, man.
Jesus Christ!
They don't fuck around. It's like they knew that the people that like were real big Batman fans for the animated series grew up and want to see this stuff.
Yeah, I was blown away, and I haven't gotten all the way through Son of Batman. I am really enjoying it so far, and because I don't have a lot of time during the week and stuff like that, and, between nerd stuff and learning to play an instrument and things like that, and I don't just mean my own skin flute here.
He means his own skin flute.
Yeah, he means his own skin flute. I'm very amazed. And then you have the cartoons for Marvel.
Very cartoony.
It's very cartoony, but it's more fun.
Yeah.
Okay, look, the original X-Men cartoon series
in the 90s. Well, the one in the
90s. The one in the 90s. Let's put it that way. Oh my God,
it was entertaining.
Now, Jubilee was fucking worthless. She was only there for the eye can't for the cartoon nerd boner 12-year-old type people. It's just the same with Sailor Moon.
Yeah, but if you think about it, that as far as the cartoon goes. What if it has like the Thundercats problem? Like, remember we thought the Thundercats growing up was
you know amazing. What? No. I've gone back, and once you get through the half of the first season, you're like, you know what? This actually is good. And that opening.
Oh, the music was amazing.
It's just like you hear that, you get a fucking boner, and you go running your TV and like X-Men's on. Boom.
It's iconic. Like the song for that is iconic. That's one of the things I always remember.
And it was a what was it? Tina Turner song?
Was it?
Yeah. It actually is a Tina Turner song. I forget what the name of the song is, but that's actually a sampling from that they used with permission. But it's just super epic and it was good. And then you look at the cartoons on Netflix and stuff like that with Marvel and everything like that, and it's good. They're good. They're definitely much more entertaining than their live action shows are. It's just so funny because they make their TV shows, try to pull in everybody, but then they make their cartoons and they aim it at kids, but it's much more entertaining than their shows are.
I think our generation are kids at heart anyway.
Oh yeah. And then you have DC, which is trying to make their TV shows for like, a little bit of a younger audience and a little bit more family friendly. Then they've got their cartoons that's like, hey, put your kids to bed. All right, now here's two of our characters boning each other.
Yeah, more or less. Here's a deep kiss by Batman.
And now she's going to cut his head off. Oh my God.
The cartoons are just epic and they're amazing. Yeah. There's a lot. They're not what they used to be. I mean, think about it this way. Even the old animated Batman series was actually ahead of its time.
You know what? I love the Art Deco style, how dark it was. You've got Kevin Conroy and freaking Mark Hamill.
Oh, yeah.
God, I love you both.
Lovely. Even the guy who played Two-Face, the guy who played the Penguin, the guy who played everyone, even the Riddler, everyone. And it was an amazing act.
Yeah, we can thank that series for introducing Harley Quinn.
Oh, yeah, more or less. I mean, I want to say, personally, this is my opinion on the idea for Harley Quinn was brought upon from the movie, Tim Burton movie. The one that wore the mask because he burnt her face, remember?
Yes.
That's because she had the kind of the voice. I think a lot of the inspiration for that character came from her.
Yeah, there was, oh God, I forget I think she was on Dynasty or General Hospital. It was a soap opera actress, and she ended up actually playing Harley. She's the original voice. Oh. And she was the original inspiration as far as her body and her dresses were.
Oh yeah,
it was Dynasty. It was Dynasty.
The original voice actress for Harley Quinn is like the love of my life. If you're out there and you ever hear this, dude, find me. I will do things to you that no man ever will.
Yeah, I don't know if she has the youth to do it anymore, but
I don't care. I see a photo of her on like Internet Movie Database, and she's still kind of cute. I don't care if she's a little saggy. I'll put her in the costume, and I'll be like la 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 la.
Yeah.
I will say the alphabet.
Call me Puddin'.
I will say the alphabet. Just call me Puddin'. Just call me Puddin'.
Yeah.
Oh, but no, seriously, like the best voice actress was the one from the animated series, and she did kind of move on to the Arkham series, like we said, up until the second game. But yeah, the old cartoons, they had their own beauty to them.
And again, the Marvel cartoons were a little bit more lively. They were bright. They were colorful. They were quote unquote fun.
Yeah.
When you had Batman, it was dark. It was gritty. You felt Batman punch people. I mean, when that Batman whacked people in the face, you felt it.
There was an adult-oriented theme to that. Yeah, I mean, let's look at it this way. Okay, there's one particular episode, and I know people remember this episode because it's amazing, where Harley Quinn is in nothing but a fucking nightie, just trying to get the Joker to give her attention.
Yep.
In a nightie, a full-on adult nightie. I think she says, "Do you want to rev your Harley?" I believe that's one of the lines.
Yes. Do you want to rev your Harley?
Let's talk about this for a second. Very adult for a 90s. This is the same time Animaniacs was out, okay?
That's true, which another great TV show.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful show. It had some adult humor in it, too. But this is almost unheard of. How that got past the censors in the early 90s and early to mid 90s is beyond me. However, it is still, to this day, fucking ingenious.
Oh, yeah. I mean, hell, that cartoon even showed Joker bitch slapping Harley a couple times.
Beating
her. And that's, again, that was one of those things that's like, at that time, that was, you don't do that, can't show the violence in women. Well, guess what? Joker's an asshole. Asshole's gonna ass.
It happens. Yeah. The way they did it just right, to the point where like, oh yeah, the Joker, that's a villain. That guy's bad. So the viewer seen that, and then let's talk about the animated series. It introduced us to the Gray Ghost. It introduced us,
which was voiced by Adam West,
which is amazing,
hilarious.
Which is amazing. It's one Batman tutoring another.
Yeah, and I love how they didn't really. I mean, they they made sure you understood it was Adam West and everything like that, but they didn't really. There wasn't very many puns with it. It was a little weird seeing Batman fanboy that much.
Yeah, but let's be honest. If let's say you had all the turmoil that Bruce Wayne had as a child.
That's true.
And you grew up kind of like fat. You pretty much based your entire look on him as far as being a vigilante. And you meet him. Imagine you're gonna I don't give a shit if you're Bruce Wayne, Superman, Jesus Christ. You're gonna fucking fanboy. If Jesus Christ met I'm so blasphemous. But if Jesus Christ met Bruce Campbell, Jesus Christ would fucking be starstruck.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay? Everyone's got that one person. So it's understandable. And I think for Bruce Wayne, it was the Gray Ghost. It was interesting to and it also showed that, hey, Bruce still has some feelings. He's not that brooding bitch boy that, You know, and that's what we like to see. We like to see that there's a little more than just that, you know. And then there's Batman Beyond.
You know, I actually thought Batman Beyond was pretty amazing. That intro was badass.
Oh, the story was good. The only thing I disliked about the animated Batman Beyond was this. When Bruce was, you know, full on Batman, it looked like, especially in the animated series, it looked like it was kind of a retro, like 50s.
Yeah, like a 1950s Art Deco style.
Yeah, it was a 1950s Art Deco style. You know, they had kind of like the Model Ts.
Yeah, because I remember there's an episode where he got the Batmobile rebuilt again, which I think they kind of suggested that was Lucius Fox in that episode, but they didn't really say it. The guy who rebuilt in Batman, because he's talking about how one day Batman shows up and says, I need a new car. And it looked like a modified Model T.
Yeah. My complaint is this. Batman Beyond, the animated series, is in the distant future. How the fuck?
Which is, and I could be wrong, but I could have sworn at no point did he ever call him Bruce Wayne.
Oh, he called himself Bruce. I think
he called him Bruce. Yeah, because I was under the impression, like, maybe this is an elsewhere story where Damian became Batman, and it's that far into the future.
That's a possibility, but they never even hinted towards that, which is funny.
Yeah, and I was just, because I didn't see a whole heck of a lot of it.
Oh, it's so good. The movie was great. You got to see Harley as a grandma. The movie.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Oh, and you found out that like there's two twins.
She had the twins.
Yeah, the twins are just as hot as she was, and they're just as psycho too. And she's beating on him. I told you not to go make trouble. It was so fucking great. You know, you got Harley Quinn actually trying to like be a good grandmother.
Yeah.
It's because she knows she's gonna go to hell soon. She's just trying to like buy her way into heaven.
Yeah. Now, by contrast, you had, like I said, you had the X-Men TV show, and then I remember the Spider-Man episode, and quite a few,
the TV show,
yeah. And I actually liked that one a lot. It definitely wasn't as adult, but I remember it being kind of bright. It was fun. I remember the crossover a couple times with Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah,
and with.
Which isn't unheard of for Spider-Man.
Yeah. I mean, he even went over to the X-Men where he met with Beast, and he was trying to cure himself. And Beast was like, "Well, there's nothing you do, you know." And he's like, "Well, the difference between you and me is you were born that way, and I wasn't."
Yeah,
because he was trying to find the cure, and that's when it became the man spider type thing. Yeah, and they even make reference to that in Ultimate Spider-Man, where he's looking at a web page and it shows him with like 6 arms, and he's just like, "What?" He goes, have you seen the crap that people are putting on the internet about me?
You know what? I didn't care for the Spider-Man animated series at all. Like,
I'm not talking about like the old school Spider-Man. No, Spider-Man. No, I'm talking about like it was like very early 90s.
No, you're talking about
80s.
the time. It was about the time that the X-Men animated.
Yeah, I think same type of animation and stuff like that.
I think it might even outlasted the animated X-Men animated series a
little bit.
But I didn't care much for it simply because of this. Every other word out of Peter Parker's mouth was a smart-ass comment.
Yeah, I kind of remember that.
Every other word. It was fan service.
Yeah, after a while I remember they brought in Electro, Carnage, and Venom. I remember that episode. I also remember the episode.
Oh, the Venom episode was good.
Yeah, I remember when he and Mary Jane were looking for a new place and like a new apartment, and he realized that it's like, man, I haven't been taking care of street crimes lately. I've been focusing too much on the superhumans and stuff like that, and so people started hating him because these were people who were like struggling to survive, and he's like pretty much in Hell's Kitchen type thing.
Yeah, it was a good series. Like, but I didn't feel it. Like I said, every other word was like, stick around, and he'd shoot his fucking web at someone, and it was
that's
fucking
true.
Ridiculous. And you know, hang around there. You know, and the movie got about as bad at one point. So
yeah,
you know, the movies with Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire, those were not good.
I thought the first one was okay.
I thought it was okay, but I didn't really like it. I never saw the Ultimate Spider-Man movies.
Yeah,
I heard they were okay. I'm glad that they've done the Civil War and they brought him in.
Oh yeah, and it's a different actor, I think, other than that emo Spider-Man that we had in the last few movies.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm Spider-Man. Look, I'm a swing.
I don't know should I be Spider-Man? I don't know if I should really be doing this. Okay, I'm gonna go do this, but I don't like it.
Second movie with Tobey Maguire. I don't know if I should be Spider-Man.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, well, no, it wasn't just that. It was like, I love Mary Jane so much. Oh, stop it. And then like you get 5 minutes of Venom.
Yeah.
5 minutes of Venom. The whole movie's like, Venom's gonna be in the movie. Everyone's shitting themselves.
Yep.
You go and watch it. You got 5 minutes of Venom. He fights the fucking Sandman for a longer time than he fights Venom. I don't care about the Sandman.
Yeah, nobody cares about Casey.
Oh, fuck that dude.
That's the other thing. The movies with Marvel have not always been good. They've
been hit or miss.
Yeah, they got good. I want to say right around Iron Man, and all of a sudden people went, "Oh my God, these can actually be entertaining." Well, they might not be masterpieces, but you know what? These are actually good.
Well, didn't Iron Man come around the time Disney got its claws into Marvel?
Yes.
So there you go. Disney is was probably the best thing to happen to Marvel.
It was the best thing that happened to fucking Star Wars.
I own you now.
Yeah,
Back to the mouse.
You know what happened was Disney bought Star Wars and used their Jedi mind trick to make a good movie.
Well, it's not hard, especially after the prequels.
That's true.
You can't fuck up more than you did in the prequels.
Yeah, at least George Lucas got stopped, and his suggestions were so bad that even Disney said, "No, this guy's insane."
That just goes to show you, if people call you a genius long enough, you start to believe it.
I don't understand what it is about DC, and I understand they're trying to play catch up with Marvel because Marvel is doing fantastic in the movies
especially
right now.
in the movie. Yeah, in the movie area, they're doing great.
The second Hulk movie was definitely better than the first one with Edward Norton.
Marvel, and we all know my theory on Disney. They worship the devil.
Yeah, they suck Satan off for a little while, and then once he's resting, the movies start to suck again.
Yeah, they pretty much sell their firstborn to the devil.
Yeah, and you've got them making those good movies. Now, the first Thor movie was just.
I could have done with it, but I couldn't without it.
Yeah, it was a really good concept at first, but then all of a sudden it's just like, oh well, I'm Thor, I'm awesome,
I'm a god, all right.
And then all of a sudden, the next scene is him cooking fucking breakfast for people, going, "I'm gonna love this Earth chick."
Yeah.
Where the fuck did this come from?
Thor, in general, as a character to me, I have no fucking respect for that character.
No.
There's no, and I don't know if I've said it before. I know that Sunrise heard me talk about it. That's like me going, okay, guys, I'm going to write a character. I'm going to name him Zeus. Yeah. He's going to be like this god guy from fucking Olympus. And there's going to be a bunch of other gods. It's already been thought up, dipshit. You're a fucking ripoff artist. Yeah, you don't deserve $1.
Loki and...
You don't deserve $1 of the money you're making because what you did was rip off a fucking mythos.
Then, you know what? I actually like the Captain America movies.
Yeah, you know what?
Winter Soldier was eh.
I haven't seen Winter Soldier, but all the other ones I rather enjoyed. You gotta admit, Captain America was pretty much the main lead-in to...
Oh, of course.
The Avengers movie, which the Avengers movie is amazing. The first Avengers movie was amazing. Now, I've said it before, I'm gonna say it again. As far as Disney with the Avengers and movies, and this will happen with Star Wars too, I'm sure. Disney likes to grab something that's making money and like a sponge, squeeze it.
Yes. Till
it is completely empty of any way of making them money. Now, this is what they're doing. This is why you see the Avengers, the Age of, Rise of Ultron or Age of Ultron.
And then Civil War.
The Civil War. You have, all these Avengers movie. That's why you have like 3 Iron Man movies where one would have just been enough.
Yeah.
And the first Iron Man was amazing. The second was, and the third one was like, pfft. So.
Yeah.
That's what.
Oh, no, I kind of liked Mickey Rourke. Yeah.
I liked him too, but the movie sucked. The movie in general.
In general, yes.
So I'm talking about in general. Like compared to the first one,
Yeah.
Second one compared to the first one, it's okay, but it's not. But my point is, and that is probably the best example I can give you of how they squeeze the shit out of something.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, that's why there's no more Iron Man movies.
Yeah.
Because it's not making them any more money.
That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen with something like Star Wars. We're going to see Star Wars up until we're long dead.
Yeah, well, I know they're making at least episode 9.
Oh, well, you forgot about Rogue One, which is coming out.
Okay, that's true. Now, in that defense, it does take place during the original trilogy.
Do you want my theory?
Yeah.
they're gonna bring in new characters, and these new characters are gonna have the amount of relationship with the new characters in the movie.
Oh, of course, yeah. It's gonna be one of those where you have to see it, kind of like Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
If you didn't have Birth by Sleep,
you're not gonna know what's
the
going on.
second one,
3.
You're not gonna know what's going on 3. And if you didn't have Chain of Memories, the second one, you kind of went, wait, what's going on? Who are these people?
is sleeping? Yeah.
Yeah.
My point is they're just gonna wring this bitch like a fucking sponge, and they're just gonna get as much as they can out of it. And that's Disney. It's all about the dollar. It's all about I own you now. Yeah, it's all about that.
But yeah, so as far as movies go, I would say that Marvel has it over DC.
Oh, Marvel!
They just seem to get it. They just seem to get it better. They understand how to draw out stories. They don't blow their load all over the place like DC is with fucking killing off Superman. Oh, spoilers!
Well, if you've read the fucking comics, you know that Superman dies eventually.
Yeah, but it happened with the Justice League there, and it was the one time you're like, oh my God, Superman's not going to make this one. And the Justice League was mourning him. It was important. Now it's just like, well, all these people hated Superman anyway. They're glad he's fucking dead.
It was in the comics, it was a great moment because, I mean, I think even the world kind of mourned Superman when they heard about his death, in real life.
And they really were going to he really was supposed to die forever, but people
it's too much of a moneymaker.
Yeah.
Too much of a moneymaker.
And so, they miscast. Now, I am looking forward to Suicide Squad. I'm really looking forward to everything. And I gotta say this to the entire internet right now. Harley Quinn is a sexy bitch. She's smart, she's dangerous, and she uses that to her advantage. So go fuck yourself for saying a woman can't be that attractive and fucking smart.
People are saying
fuck
that?
Yourself. Oh yeah. Like how dare they emphasize her looks and everything? It's like, you know what? She uses that to her advantage because she's smart. She knows that guys are checking that out. She's using it as a means of power. So how fucking dare you? Well, let's tell her she can't be powerful like that, which pisses me off. So fuck you guys. Yeah, it's awesome, and I really hope that when she runs into the Joker, she starts doing that, Mr. J. She changes her voice and she starts acting all giggly and goofy because she wants to make Joker happy. I hope that happens. And fuck you guys if you start saying, "Wow, she just turned into an idiot." Yes, that is because she thinks Joker wants that.
Well, okay, let me put it this way. Don't judge the character if you don't know the character.
Right. Yeah. And all these people jumping on Suicide Squad because they see Harley. Oh, Harley's the super awesome person because she's strong. Yes, but she uses her sexuality as an advantage. And she's not like she's out fucking everybody. She uses it to disguise people. She uses it to lure guards. She get to guys drop their guard, and then she beats the shit out or kills them. She's smart.
She uses her assets.
Yeah, she uses her assets. So fuck you guys. Now, like I said, I am looking forward to Suicide Squad. I actually think Leto in that type of environment is great as Joker from what I've seen. I like Will Smith as Deadshot. At first, I was like, no, he's just token. Then I saw him play the character in the trailers and saw the costume, and I went, you know what? Yes, Will Smith has got this. And so I'm looking forward to that. But overall, DC just doesn't seem to get it when it comes to their movies. Well, Marvel seems to understand storytelling better. But when it comes to their TV shows, DC has got it. And I think, you've said before, and it's in one of my GTA videos of us playing, where the problem with DC is to make the movies, they go, do whatever you want.
Oh, yeah, they give away all the creative rights. They do. I have said that.
Yeah.
They're just like, hey, whoever's in charge of the movie, here you go. Here's Batman. Do whatever you want. You can make him a woman. It's cool. We don't care.
Have Batman shooting guns.
Yeah, just give us the money.
Because that happens in an Elseworld video. But
yeah, but the difference between them and Marvel is Marvel's like, hey, this is the character. We will not accept anything but the character. That's why you have movies like Deadpool doing well. You have movies like Captain America doing well.
I'll tell you what though, they were not going to do a lot of stuff with Deadpool, and they said, no, you don't understand. You have to. The
fans will be mad.
Have to. You want this to succeed, you have to do this. And I actually think that's probably one of the best Marvel movies that's come out. Now, I will say this too. I'm kind of looking forward to X-Men Apocalypse.
It looks good.
Please don't. Yeah, stop fucking up the X-Men. There's so much to work with. Stop fucking it up.
You know what?
Stop fucking it up. Let Wolverine wear yellow. Have Psylocke in the fucking bikini and come out and be badass.
Yeah.
Allow fucking Nightcrawler to be awesome. Don't make him a whiny boy. Yes, he is religious. Yes, he is. But he is not this whiny little putz that you fucking made him. And Silver Samurai is not a guy in a goddamn robot suit.
Well, this is what I think is going to be the downfall of X-Men Apocalypse. And, you know, if you heard it here, if it happens, you guys know. They're going to make the same mistake X-Men 3 had. They put too many characters in, and there's just not enough time.
You know what? And unfortunately, it looks like it because it looks like they're bringing in Jubilee.
Oh, they're bringing
in Archangel. They're bringing in the other 3 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. Now, Apocalypse, at first, I was like,
I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, but at first his design, I literally went, are you kidding me? And then I started seeing the extended trailers, and I went, you know what? Okay, that looks good to me.
You know what I'd like to see as far as the movie goes?
What's that?
Apocalypse versus Darkseid.
You know, that would be badass. Yeah, give me 2 villains in a movie.
Give me 2 villains fighting it out, dude. We've seen it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the superhero movies, but they're overdone right now. And that's, of course, Marvel versus DC. Come on, guys. That's like the fucking match of the century.
Yeah, I kind of want to see Joker and Penguin going at it for territory.
That'd be cool. I mean, you see it in the games, but it's not the same.
It's not the same. Or even Two-Face going against Penguin, and Penguin deciding to hook up with Two-Face, under, just because, it's the only way he could really survive. And, and they both kind of gang up on Freeze or Joker or, something like that, because these guys all don't really get along. And anytime they do, it's very not wanted, even amongst themselves. It's out of necessity.
Yeah. Well, think about this, though. Okay, back to Darkseid versus Apocalypse. Just think about this. You have probably DC's greatest villain.
Yeah.
I want to say, as far as uber overpoweredness. But Darkseid has, the fucking sheer power.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay? You have Darkseid, who's just... They're pretty much the polar opposites, but they're the same.
Yeah.
Polar opposites being DC and Marvel.
Right.
They're just the same character. And one's a god, more or less, depending on how you look at it. Just imagine that fight. Imagine if DC and Marvel got together, shook hands, and said, we're going to make this movie. I would fucking see it. I would be there day one watching that shit with my little DC flag, hoping that fucking Darkseid wins. I would watch that shit, and I would love every fucking second of it unless they did what they did with Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
Great possible movie. Guys, if there's someone out there listening from the higher ups at any of these companies, fucking take my advice.
Yeah.
Because we would nut all over that fucking movie.
So I guess that ends most of the segment, but let's talk about real quick, because we have to talk about this, because the extended new trailer for Ghostbusters Female Edition came out. Here's a lot of the problems. Okay, so we knew that it was going to be an all-female cast. Initial reaction was, why? No, but there were a few people who pulled on their dick going, this is a dick, this is what should be in a movie. But the vast majority of people's reaction was,
why?
Why? Not that we don't want it, just why? Then we started hearing more about it, and everyone again went, are you stupid? Now...
And no, stop making this movie. You're ruining our child.
It's literally so bad that Rick Moranis went, I am not touching this.
Thank God.
Well, Rick Moranis wanted to do Ghostbusters again. He said he wanted, he goes, well, Dan Aykroyd's people approached him about it and said, we're going to do another Ghostbusters. We want you to do Ghostbusters. He said, okay. When does it start shooting? What's the script? Who else is going to be in? He goes, give me this and I will be in it. He got this script and he went, no.
Yep, I understand that.
Ernie Hudson comes out and says, you guys shouldn't be so quick to judge. Give this a chance. He comes back, I think 2 weeks later, and goes, I disavow anything that I've said about this.
Really? I thought it was the other way around. He said it sucked at first, and then he was like, it's not so bad.
No. At first he goes, this won't be so bad. Give it a chance. Then they give him the little thing on it, and he goes, no. This is terrible.
Oh, God. Well, let's talk about this script. First and foremost, I'm going to say I called it. They have a hot fucking secretary. A dude. It's Thor!
Okay. Yes, that's okay, and that's my other problem with this movie. They have literally taken everything that was in the first movie. They said, okay, who all was male in the original one? Make him female. The mayor is female. The EPA person is female. The guy, the secretary is now a guy. Yeah. The secretary's love interest is now a woman. The person who is in trouble is now a dude instead of a woman.
Yeah, and this is another thing. If it was not a remake, if they would have changed it to where it wasn't a remake, that it was a continuation, that it was like a new group, with some cameos from some of the old Ghostbusters, it would have been great. It would have been amazing.
Hey, this takes place in Seattle, or this takes place in Philadelphia, or this place. They bought into the franchise that the Ghostbusters talked about in the first movie. This is not,
or even the video game where they
like in the video game
because they were branching out.
Yeah, and they could have been like, you know what? These are just the new Ghostbusters. They bought the franchise. They're starting off over here. People would still not be happy with it, but there would not be this backlash.
But no, they have this where it's pretty much the same movie, but it's not the same movie.
The special effects look like something out of fucking The Haunted Mansion, bad as the Scooby-Doo movie.
That's how Gambit put it. It looks
like a fucking Scooby-Doo movie, and it affects worse than, like I said, than like The Haunted Mansion with Eddie Murphy. Now, here's the other problem that I have with it: the quote unquote everyman in this movie, their character trait is just their entire character is black. You're black, be black.
Yep.
And people go, oh, that's racist. No, that character's racist. Because at one point, Melissa McCarthy does this backwards stage dive, and they catch her.
I know where you're going.
And they start moving her back. And then the black lady does the same thing. Now, this is very, very important, people. This is very important. Before she stage dives, she screams to the audience, all right, you sweaty nerds, get ready to catch me.
Or something along those lines, like, I'm going to save you from this ghost.
Yeah. She then stage dives. They don't catch her. She falls on her back. Now, that's kind of funny. But then she immediately goes, I don't know if it's a woman thing or a black thing, but I'm pissed. Oh, yeah, it has nothing to do with the fact that you just called everyone there sweaty nerds and they don't want anything to do with you. No, it's because you're a woman and you're black. But here's the thing. It obviously can't be a woman thing because they caught Melissa McCarthy's character. Yeah. So it must be a black thing. So everyone there is obviously racist instead. Fuck you. And on top of that, she literally at one point goes to all of them and says, y'all might be smart with this science stuff, but I know the streets.
Yep.
Yeah, because she's black.
Well, let's go back.
That's fucking racist. Are you people stupid?
You did.
Stop defending this. That is fucking racist.
Stupid. But let's go back to that stage dive, okay? Let's talk about this for a second. And it was dumb for them to catch any one of those people. It was even more dumb because let's look at it. They're holding a proton accelerator on their back.
An unlicensed nuclear proton accelerator.
On their back.
That they have never had, according to the original, that they have never had a successful test of. A completely successful
until they shot at a black chick. So it's cool. So I guess maybe there's that. I wouldn't have caught them simply because they're holding that. Now, maybe they realized, I doubt this is the case, but maybe they realized that she's holding a fucking unlicensed nuclear accelerator on her back. Now, this is the dumb part. They let her land on it.
Yeah. And then that clip with her with the ghost dragon on her.
Oh, that made me laugh.
Not funny.
I thought it was funny.
Well, she's like, I'm just going to go home. You know what? I'm out. I'm going to go home now. I'm just going home. Nobody's scared. Nobody's scared. And it's not funny.
I see that as something we would write. At one point, we'd make it funnier.
Yeah, but I would write that as an intentionally bad fan fiction on a troll fiction, like I do on my weblog for the Power Rangers type thing. I do it as a joke where I'm intentionally trying to write poorly. Well, I'm trying to write bad fan fiction, but I'm trying to write it well, and I'm sorry, but I think I succeed. It's just not funny. And then you see the dude at the bottom who's I'm gonna just call him the new Janine.
Yeah.
You see the new Janine down there with the Ghostbusters bike. Okay, here's the other problem with this real fast. Everything in that movie is only done to make new toys to fucking sell. They got new Ecto-1. Guess what? They have 2 Ectos in that. Yeah. They also have an Ecto bike. They have all these new Ecto toys. They have Ecto pistols.
The gauntlet.
Yeah, the gauntlets, the new traps, the new pistols, it's like, stop. You're just trying all the colorful ghosts so they can make these nice colorful toys.
Yep.
Fuck you. Okay, so back to new Janine. He's down there and he's like, right.
I'm a Ghostbuster. I was born to be a Ghostbuster.
Yeah. And then a ghost possesses him for some fucking reason.
Straight out of the game.
Yeah. shakes a bunch of ecto pixie dust off of himself, jumps on the motorcycle, basically grabs his balls, does a wheelie down the street, howling.
All I gotta say is that better not be Gozer. That better not be Gozer.
He is Gozer.
That better not be Gozer. That's all I gotta say. Because Gozer's so powerful that it doesn't need to fucking possess anybody.
Here's the other thing. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man looks like shit. Like he's been on a fucking diet that he didn't need.
I hope that's not Stay Puft.
That's Stay Puft at the end where you see him.
It looks just like him, but I'm hoping it's not.
And he's like super skinny and shit.
Oh, God. His head's half blown off. That's all. I don't know. But
I would have accepted this movie, like I said, if this was a new squad or if this was a continuation of, hey, look, they're not, the original still happened. These are just new people taking over. This is their story. But they didn't. They just said, no, we're gonna redo all this. And here's the other thing. It's that don't offend women humor. And by that I mean humor is pain plus time. Something being uncomfortable either for you or the person involved or something else that you feel sympathy with. Women humor is not real humor. In that I mean you take something like Sex and the City where they go walking by and they're checking this dude out, and then this guy comes out, puts his tongue down his throat, slaps him on the ass, and instead of being bummed out and mopey that this hot dude is gay, they all just start laughing for no fucking reason. The freaking library scene with the gray lady who's bright fucking blue and purple.
Yeah, the library ghost.
Yeah, the library ghost. She comes up, spits on her, and what are the reactions? Is it run? Is it, oh my God, a ghost just got in someone's face? Is it this thing can interact with us physically? No, it's that is the most awesome thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's so stupid.
Are you fucking kidding me? That's not funny.
There's a scene where it shows this bear trap with lights on it. Let's talk about that for a second. Let me put it this way. If that turns out to be the ghost trap, I'm just done. I'm done.
Okay. Now, before my rage consumes me for the night, I'm going to have to say, this will be the episode. And this, nerds and everyone else, if there's one thing that I can give you advice on, that please, for the love of God, if never anything else, listen to me on this. Do not go see it to give it a low review. Do not go see it. They won't give a shit how badly that the movie is rated, because if it makes a fucking $1 billion, fuck you, we're making another one, we made money, we don't give a shit what you think. There's a reason they kept making Transformers even though they were terrible, because they were making money hand over fucking fist. Don't go see it. Do not give them the time. Have empty theaters. That will send a clear message. We did not want this. We don't want this. Go away.
They're definitely not listening to people like every time I see something Ghostbusters online is always 95% of it's just negative. No, stop. Don't do this. This is horrible. They don't fucking listen to that shit. Like,
don't go. Speak with your wallets. Dry them up. They will never do it again. Send that message. Don't go see it. Just don't.
They just killed a franchise to make another franchise.
Yeah. Look, if Angry Joe and AVGN both said we are not going to do a review on this because we're not going to go see it, take that advice. It is very important.
I want to do a review on it, but I'm not going to go see. I'm not going to pay to see that movie.
I got in under free means to go see Dawn of Justice. That's the only reason I saw it.
He sucked off the bellboy.
Yeah. No, somebody. My aunt and uncle were going, and they had a free movie ticket where only one of those buy one you get one free type things, and they didn't have anybody else to go with. So I'm like, well, I'm free. I'll go see it.
It's Dawn of Justice. Maybe it'll be good.
And I was wrong. Well, and again, it was another one of those. The shots were more important than anything else with the positioning or physics or anything like that. Like, it just fucking stupid.
Star Wars prequels.
Yeah, and actually, like the last Transformer movies where Marky Mark is sitting on the left side of his daughter driving, and in the next shot, him and the guy are jumping out. So he obviously had to crawl across his daughter to jump out and to leave her in the fucking car. That type of stupid shit. That is the type of bad framing and action sequences were in this movie. It's like, wait a minute. Yeah. And actually, like the prequel where Jar Jar is supposed to be in one position with Anakin and Qui-Gon. For the shot purposes, he drops down at another location that he shouldn't have been in to begin with, just because it made the shot look cool.
I have one word that'll tell everybody just how bad, how bad the last Transformers movie was. And Mark Wahlberg, you were dumb for taking that goddamn position on that.
You're a good actor. Stop taking shit roles.
Seriously, there's one word for Transformers Age of Extinction. The one word that'll explain everything in that movie and how horrible it is and how fucking turned for the worst. Transformium. The metal that they found to create our own man-made Transformers is called Transformium.
Well, look, if somebody as awesome as directing and writing as James Cameron can be, and he calls it unobtainium, Hollywood is just killing everybody.
But as I promised, I have one last thing to say about
yes,
Batman vs Superman. Well, they're raging or they're giving him credit about how he played Batman, Ben Affleck.
He was better than
some of the others, possibly. I haven't seen it. I'm not going to see it for a while. I do have this to say about Affleck, though. Sir, you're not smart enough to see a bad script when you look at it. Sir, you are not smart enough to play the world's greatest detective.
That is true.
And with that, we say goodnight.
I'm going to say, I think we had a pretty good conversation tonight, nerds.
I would say so, too.
Good night, nerds. And as always, if you got suggestions for a future podcast, let us know. And always leave us comments.
We love you and stay sexy.